Ladies and gentlemen, let me be real with you right out of the gate. Your life isn't going to change because of one big moment. It's going to change because you decided to do 17 small things consistently. That's it. That's the truth. There's no magic. There's no perfect day. There's just 17 steps and your decision to take them. Step 1. Get brutally honest with yourself. You can't change what you won't face. If you're broke, say it. If you're exhausted, admit it. If you're in the wrong career, relationship, or mind, call it out. Clarity starts with truth, and truth starts with courage. Step 2. Stop hitting snooze on your life. Every time you hit snooze, you're saying, I don't want to face my life. Get up, get in motion. If you want to respect yourself, start by honoring your own damn alarm clock. Step 3. Move your body every day. Not to lose weight, not for aesthetics, to wake your mind up, to shake off the mental fog, to remind yourself that you're alive and you're in control of your energy. Motion changes emotion, period. Step 4. Set one goal per day. Just one. Don't overwhelm yourself with to-do lists that make you feel like a failure. Set one high-impact goal, hit it, feel the win, stack that victory, and build confidence. Step 5. Stop waiting to feel ready. You're not going to feel ready. Ever. Do it anyway. Start before you're ready. Start when you're scared. The courage comes after you act, not before. Step 6. Delete distractions. Turn off notifications. And follow the noise. The world doesn't need more multitasking zombies. It needs focused creators. You can't build a meaningful life in a sea of meaningless inputs. Step 7. Create a power hour, 1 hour. Every day, no phone, no noise, just you and your work, your goals, your vision. This 1 hour will define who you become. One focused hour is a game changer. Step 8. Make decisions faster. Indecision is a momentum killer. Stop overthinking. Trust your gut. Decide, act, adjust. You don't need to be perfect. You need to move. Step 9. Speak kindly to yourself. If you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself, you wouldn't have any. Replace self-doubt with self-coaching. You're not broken, you're building. Step 10. Take responsibility for everything, not blame. Responsibility, that's power. You can't change what you won't own, so own it. Own your time, your mood, your energy, your results. Step 11. Drop the victim story. You are not your past. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to do next. The story you tell yourself is either your prison or your power. Step 12. Surround yourself with energy. People are contagious. Choose your circle like your life depends on it. Because it does. Be around people who are doing the work, not just talking about it. Step 13. Track your progress. What gets measured gets improved. Write it down. See the growth. Celebrate the small wins. You're not stuck. You're just not documenting your rise. Step 14. Say no more often. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. Step 15. Be your own hype squad. You can't wait for other people to believe in you. That's your job. Talk to yourself like someone you're responsible for saving, because you are. Step 16. Forgive faster, not for them, for you. Bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Let it go, move on. Your future is more important than your grudge. Step 17. Visualize the win, but work like you're behind. Dream big, yes, but dreams without work are just fantasies. Wake up and earn it every single day. Show the world who you are by how you show up. Ladies and gentlemen, these 17 steps are not theory, they're action, and when you act consistently, even imperfectly, you will change. It's not about doing everything right. It's about doing something real every day, because here's what I know for sure. You are one decision away from a different life, one step away from momentum, one moment away from owning your power again. So don't wait, don't wish, don't hope, choose, commit, move. The next version of you is already waiting. You just need to start walking toward it. Let's go. You want to transform your life. Then stop chasing perfection and start stacking small wins. Because those wins, as tiny and unglamorous as they seem, compound faster than you think. The truth is, We've been sold a lie. We've been told that change has to be big, loud, and life-altering. That one day you're going to wake up, suddenly motivated, and everything will fall into place. But life doesn't work like that. Life changes in inches, not miles. It changes in the quiet moments when no one's watching, and you choose to do the right thing anyway. That's how transformation begins. Let's break this down. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you're casting a vote for the future you want. You said you'd drink a glass of water when you wake up. Do it. You said you'd walk for 10 minutes. Lace up your shoes. You said you'd journal tonight. Write the damn page. Because when you follow through on those little commitments, you're rewiring your brain. You're telling yourself, I can trust me, and self-trust, that's the foundation of confidence. You want to build momentum, start showing up in those micro moments. You don't need to run a marathon to be disciplined. You just need to put your phone down and focus for 5 minutes. You don't need to launch a business in a day. Just send the first email, write the first paragraph, take the first call. The magic isn't in how grand the action is. It's in the fact that you took the action at all. That's the real flex. People love to romanticize the end result. They look at someone else's highlight reel and think, wow, they must be so talented, so disciplined, so lucky. But you don't see the 6 alarms, the failed attempts, the rejections, the messy drafts, the days where they wanted to quit but didn't. That's what separates people who change their lives from people who just talk about it. The willingness to do the small, boring, unsexy things over and over again. Stacking small wins is like climbing a staircase. Each step may feel insignificant on its own, but over time they elevate you. They create momentum. You start feeling capable, focused, and grounded. You're no longer overwhelmed by the big picture because you're making progress where it counts. One step at a time, and here's what's wild, your brain starts to change. When it sees you following through, it stops sabotaging you. It starts supporting you. Why? Because your actions are showing it a new pattern, a new identity, a new normal. Let me be clear. This isn't about being perfect. You will miss days, you will mess up, but here's the difference. People who stack wins don't beat themselves up when they stumble. They reset fast. They don't let one bad meal turn into a bad week. They don't let one missed workout write the whole month off. They take a breath, they refocus, and they get back in the game because the goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. And consistency is built on grace, not guilt. So if you're waiting to feel motivated, stop. Motivation is unreliable. What you need is a system of small wins that moves you forward no matter how you feel. It's brushing your teeth even when you're tired. It's making your bed even when you're running late. It's putting $1 in your savings account even when you wish it were 100. It's voting over and over again for the kind of person you want to be. Stacking small wins works because it teaches you the most important lesson of all. You are in control, not your past, not your circumstances, not your fear. You're the one steering this ship. And when you stop trying to make giant leaps and instead focus on simple, clear daily actions, you will be unstoppable. Let this sink in. Your life will not be changed by what you occasionally do. It will be changed by what you consistently do. That's the secret. That's the truth. Every big transformation you admire began with someone doing something small. Someone choosing discipline over comfort, intention over impulse, momentum over excuses. So what are you waiting for? You don't need to wait for January. You don't need a new job, a new partner, a new body, or a new bank account. You just need to pick one win and stack it today, then do it again tomorrow. And the day after that, show up, stack it, repeat, because 5 years from now, when your life is wildly different, you'll look back and realize it wasn't luck or fate or some grand plan that got you there. It was your decision to show up for the small stuff. It was the glass of water, the walk, the journal, the call, the promise you kept to yourself when it didn't feel important. But it was everything. Small wins stack fast. Stack yours now. You know that feeling when you're fired up, totally inspired, ready to take on the world. You've got the playlist blasting, you're watching that one motivational reel for the 10th time, and you're convinced this is it. This is the day everything changes, but then what happens? By the next morning, that spark is gone. Your alarm goes off and you roll over, the fire fizzles, motivation disappears. That's because motivation isn't a plan. It's a feeling, it's fleeting, it's unreliable, and that's exactly why you need systems. Let's get this straight. Motivation is a mood, but systems are a strategy, and strategy is what gets results. Anyone can get hyped in a moment. Anyone can make a vision board. But the people who actually follow through and transform their lives, they've built systems that make success inevitable, systems that keep them moving when they don't feel like it, systems that make progress the default, not the exception. A system is simply a repeatable set of actions. It's what you fall back on when your willpower wears thin. It's what you rely on when life gets messy and unpredictable. Think about it. Olympic athletes don't rely on motivation to train. CEO don't wait until they feel like it to show up. Writers don't finish books because they are inspired every single day. They all have systems, structures, routines, discipline that kicks in when feelings fade. Let's say you want to get in shape. Great goal, but relying on motivation means you'll work out only when you're excited, when the weather is nice, when the playlist hits just right. That's maybe 3 times a month, but a system, that's you saying, I go to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m., no matter what. You show up because it's scheduled, because it's part of your identity now. And guess what? That builds trust, that builds momentum, and eventually it builds the results you're chasing. Same with your career. You want to build something big, then stop waiting to feel ready to work on your idea. Block out 1 hour every day, just one, and protect that time like your life depends on it. That hour becomes your system, your creative lab, your focus zone. It doesn't matter how motivated you feel when you sit down. What matters is that you sit down. That's the difference. Here's another truth. Systems remove decision fatigue. You know that exhausting back. And, fourth in your head, should I work out today? Should I skip it? Should I start that project or scroll for just 5 more minutes? That mental tug-of-war drains your energy before you've even done anything. But with systems, the decision's already made. It's automatic. You're not negotiating with yourself anymore. You're just executing. This is especially powerful when life gets chaotic, because it will. You'll have days when you're tired, overwhelmed, anxious, discouraged. And in those moments, motivation won't save you, but your system will. It'll anchor you. It'll remind you who you are and what matters. Your system says, I don't need to feel amazing to take action. I just need to follow the plan. And listen, I know what some of you are thinking. But what if I mess up? What if I miss a day? That's okay. Systems are not about perfection. They're about resilience. The goal isn't to never fall off. The goal is to have something in place that helps you get back on track faster. When you've got a system, one bad day doesn't derail everything. You pick up where you left off, no drama, no shame, just discipline. This is where most people fail. They rely too much on motivation, and when it disappears, they think something's wrong with them. They think they're lazy, inconsistent, weak. No, you're not broken. You're just unstructured. You don't need more inspiration. You need better systems, and if you don't have one yet, start small. Create a simple routine you can stick to. Wake up and write down your top 3 priorities. Schedule 1 hour of deep work. Plan your meals for the next day. Meditate for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. That's how you build something sustainable. Because the truth is, when you build a system, you take your life off autopilot and put it back in your hands. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. And over time, those systems become your superpower. They give you freedom, not restriction. They give you momentum, not pressure. They give you a sense of control, even on the days when everything else feels out of control. So here's the challenge. Don't just chase motivation. Build something that doesn't require it. Design your days, protect your focus, stick to your routines. Motivation is a spark, but systems are the firewood that keeps the flame alive. You want real change, then stop waiting to feel like it. Set up a system that moves you forward anyway. That's where transformation lives. That's how you win. You know that voice in your head that says, you can skip it just this once. That whispers it doesn't really matter. Or you're too tired today, try again tomorrow. That's not your intuition. That's your excuse machine. That's the voice designed to keep you safe, comfortable, predictable, and stuck. That voice is lying to you. It's dressed up as logic, but it's fear. It's not trying to protect your growth. It's trying to protect your comfort zone. And if you don't start recognizing that, you'll keep buying into it. You'll keep negotiating with your greatness until your potential is buried under a pile of perfectly reasonable excuses. That's the problem with excuses. They sound reasonable, they sound smart, they sound like self-care or practicality. I didn't sleep well last night. I'll just skip my morning routine. I've had a long day. I deserve to relax, not work on my goals. I'm not in the right mood to be productive. Sound familiar? We've all said it. But here's the truth you need to confront. Your excuses are stealing your life. They're costing you progress. They're making you choose temporary relief over long-term fulfillment. We get so good at talking ourselves out of what we need to do. We rationalize our procrastination. We justify our avoidance, and the scariest part, we believe ourselves. We treat those thoughts like facts, but they're not. They're just stories. Narratives we've told ourselves over and over again until they sound like truth. And every time you buy into one, you reinforce a pattern, a habit of quitting, delaying, deferring your life to a mythical later that never comes. If you want to break that cycle, the first step is awareness. You have to catch yourself in the moment, that split second when you're about to bail on the thing you promised yourself. That's the moment that matters. That's the moment you take your power back. Because in that moment, you have a choice. You can follow the excuse or you can challenge it. You can stay in your comfort zone or you can expand your capacity. It won't feel easy. In fact, it'll feel deeply uncomfortable because your brain is wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. But growth is on the other side of discomfort. Always, so when that voice says, you don't have to do this today, answer back with truth. Yes, I do, because my future depends on it. Call it out, interrupt the script. You're not obligated to obey your excuses. You're allowed to override them. You need to understand this on a deep level. Your excuses are not protecting you. They're paralyzing you. They're convincing you that playing small is safer than stepping up. They're tricking you into believing that waiting is wiser than working. But waiting doesn't get results. Action does. Even messy, imperfect, awkward action. That's how you build self-respect. By doing what you said you'd do even when you don't feel like it. And let's talk about feelings. Because that's another excuse in disguise. I don't feel like it. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to do it. Feelings are fleeting. They change with the weather. You can't build a life based on your emotions. You build a life based on your standards, on your commitments, on your willingness to do hard things without needing to be in the mood. The real magic happens when you stop negotiating with yourself. When the alarm goes off, you don't debate. You get up. When it's time to write, you write. When you've blocked time to work on your dream, you show up. No drama, no excuses, just action. Because when you stop negotiating, you start leading. You start taking control of your time, your habits, your life. That doesn't mean you never rest. That doesn't mean you grind until you collapse. It means you rest intentionally, not impulsively. It means you plan your recharge, not justify your avoidance. There's a difference between rest and retreat. One is proactive, the other is reactive. Learn the difference. You need to become the kind of person who follows through, not just when it's easy, especially when it's not. Because that's when it counts. That's when character is built. When it's raining and you still run. When you're tired and you still show up. When the mood is gone and you still take the next step. That's when you become unstoppable. The hardest part is always starting, always, but once you're in motion, everything changes. Your brain catches up. Your energy shifts. You realize that the hardest thing wasn't the task, it was resisting it. So stop resisting, start acting. Action crushes excuses every time, and here's the last thing I'll say. Your future self is counting on you. The version of you that's focused, fulfilled, and free. That version is waiting on you to stop making excuses and start making moves. You don't need more time, you need more courage, you don't need more inspiration, you need more execution. So stop negotiating with your limits and start delivering on your potential. The world is watching, but more importantly, you are watching. Show yourself what you're made of. No more excuses, let's go. You want to change your life, then let's get real about what that actually takes, because transformation doesn't happen in your head, it happens in your calendar. It doesn't matter how clear your vision board is, how many affirmations you say, or how badly you want it. If it's not scheduled, it's not real, and if it's not real, it's not going to happen. Time is your most valuable asset, and yet we give it away like it's unlimited. We scroll, we binge, we delay. We say yes to things that drain us and no to the things that matter. Why? Because most of us aren't living intentionally. We're reacting. We're letting the day push us around instead of getting behind the wheel. And then we wonder why we feel stuck, overwhelmed, frustrated. It's not because you're not capable, it's because you're not focused. You want results. You need to learn how to protect your time like your future depends on it, because it does. Time is the only thing you can't get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose motivation and find it again. But once time is gone, it's gone. So why are you giving it away to distractions, to people, pleasing, to fear, to things that don't serve the life you're trying to build? Let's talk about priorities, because saying something is a priority means nothing if your schedule doesn't reflect it. You say your health matters, but where is your workout scheduled? You say your dream matters, but when do you actually sit down and work on it? You say your family matters, but is there protected device, free time with them on your calendar? If not, you're lying to yourself, and I say that with love because I've been there. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more intention in your hours. That starts with getting clear on what matters most and building your schedule around it, not squeezing it in when you have time, because you'll never find time. You have to make it. You have to claim it. You have to decide that your priorities are non-negotiable and then act like it. The best way to do that, time blocking, sounds simple because it is, but don't confuse simple with easy. Time blocking is the discipline of assigning specific tasks to specific chunks of time on your calendar. That's it, but it changes everything. It takes your intentions and turns them into commitments. It takes your dreams and turns them into action plans. You block time for deep work. You block time for exercise. You block time for rest. You block time for learning, for your side hustle, for your family, for yourself. And once it's blocked, you protect that time like it's a meeting with the CEO of your life, because it is. The resistance will show up, I promise. You'll want to cancel on yourself. You'll want to slide things around. You'll tell yourself, it's just this once. That's where most people give up. That's where they break the trust they're trying to build with themselves. But not you. You're not most people. You're becoming the kind of person who honors their commitments, even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient. That's how you build momentum. That's how you get your time back. That's how you step out of the chaos and into control, not by hoping things get less busy, not by waiting for life to slow down, but by deciding what matters, scheduling it, and protecting it, day in and day out. This isn't about being rigid. Life happens, emergencies come up, But here's the difference. When you have a system, you can adapt without falling apart. You can adjust without abandoning your goals. You're not winging it. You're recalibrating. And that's powerful. Let me tell you what happens when you start managing your time like it matters. You become more focused. You become more present. You start accomplishing more in less time. You stop overcommitting. You stop being pulled in 100 directions, and you start experiencing a deep sense of progress, not perfection, but progress, and progress is what keeps us going. It's not just about productivity. It's about alignment. It's about looking at your week and seeing your values reflected back at you. It's about designing a life that's on purpose, not on autopilot. Because when your time aligns with your goals, your energy follows. Your confidence grows. You stop feeling like you're drowning into DOS, and you start feeling like the CEO of your own damn life. And here's the most beautiful part. When you take ownership of your time, you show others it's possible. You model what boundaries look like. You create space for the things that light you up. You stop living in survival mode and start living in creation mode. That's where fulfillment lives. That's where impact starts. So if you're serious about transformation, stop talking about what you want to do and start showing me where it lives in your calendar. Because that's where the truth is. That's where the real work happens. Schedule your dreams, defend your priorities, make time for what matters. Your future self will thank you, and your present self will finally feel free. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the fear to go away, waiting for more confidence, more clarity, more money, more support. They tell themselves they'll start when it feels right, when they feel ready, when the stars align. But that moment never comes because readiness is a myth. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. If you want to transform your life, you have to stop waiting and start doing. You have to stop letting fear decide your future. Fear is a liar. It's loud, convincing, and incredibly persuasive. It'll tell you all the reasons you're not ready. It'll highlight every possible risk, every past failure, every flaw you think you have. But fear isn't trying to hurt you. It's trying to protect you. It's just really bad at its job. Fear doesn't know the difference between growth and danger. It sees discomfort and throws on the emergency brakes. But discomfort isn't danger. Discomfort is the price of progress. It's the currency of change. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not evolving. So let's be clear. You're not supposed to feel ready. You're supposed to feel unsure. You're supposed to feel scared. That's what stepping into something new feels like. That's what stretching your potential looks like. The difference between the people who grow and the people who don't isn't fear, it's what they do with it. Successful people feel fear and move anyway. They understand that the only way to get confidence is by doing the thing that scares them. Think of confidence like a muscle. You don't get strong by thinking about the gym. You get strong by showing up day after day and doing the reps, even when you don't feel strong. Confidence is built the same way. You show up, you take the step, you do the hard thing even when your hands are shaking. And with every rep, you prove to yourself that you can handle it, that you can trust yourself, that you can figure it out. But if you're waiting for the fear to go away before you start, you'll be waiting forever. That's not how fear works. It doesn't leave until you take the leap. It doesn't quiet down until you move forward. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving in spite of it. That's how you build momentum. That's how you transform. Let's talk about the myth of the right time. There is no right time. Life doesn't pause while you gather the courage to live it. Opportunities don't wait around for you to feel ready. You have to create the right time by starting now, by using what you have, by beginning before you believe you're fully prepared, because preparation doesn't equal execution. You can plan forever and still be stuck in the same place a year from now. At some point, you have to stop preparing and start acting. And no, it won't be perfect. You'll make mistakes, you'll fail, you'll fall flat on your face, but that's where the growth is. That's how you learn. That's how you become the person you're meant to be. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you've even tried. The difference. They didn't let fear stop them. They didn't wait to feel ready. They just went for it. You have to stop outsourcing your courage to your future self. Stop saying, "One day I'll be brave enough." You don't become brave by waiting. You become brave by doing the thing while you're still scared. You don't need more time. You need a decision, a moment of truth where you say, "I'm doing this even if I'm terrified." That's how everything starts to change. Think about what's at stake here. Every time you let fear win, you shrink your world. You say no to opportunities. You say no to your potential. You say no to the life you actually want to live. And for what? To stay comfortable, to avoid risk. Comfort zones are prisons with padded walls. They feel safe, but they're keeping you stuck. The cost of staying comfortable is your growth, your fulfillment, your dreams. So what do? You take the next step, not the perfect step, not the giant leap, just the next small step. You start where you are with what you have. You don't wait to feel fearless. You move while you're scared. You stop letting fear be the driver and start putting it in the passenger seat. It can come along for the ride, but it doesn't get to touch the wheel. Every time you override fear, you reclaim a piece of your power. You rewrite the story. You build evidence that you are strong, resourceful, and capable. You stop doubting yourself and start trusting yourself. That's the real shift. That's when transformation becomes inevitable. Because here's the truth, fear will always be there. It's part of the process, but it doesn't have to be in control. You get to choose who's in charge, you or your fear. And every time you choose courage, every time you take that step, no matter how small, you change your life. Not all at once, but step by step, rep by rep, one brave moment at a time. That's how you transform. That's how you become unstoppable.